Today we're making a crystal. And, of course, that's where we left off yesterday. So, we need to make a crystal for this guy. And that's gonna cost 2 niobium and 2 dash. Which is, that's really unexpected that I actually have that. When do I ever make dash? I think I made that, like, a while ago. And I just have not used it. But the more difficult of the two of these things is going to be the carbon dioxide. Because I always turn my natural gas into unsaturated hydrocarbons. So I can make rubber. But I don't even use that much rubber, honestly. Check this out. There's 28 rubber in there. How much should I use? Probably more. Anyway, let's go ahead and focus on this. And, of course, we need to get this guy started by hitting the switch. Nice. And that's going to do its stuff. It's going to make energy. Doesn't make enough to sustain itself, of course. But that's what the biodiesel plant is for. It makes all the energy this guy could ever need. So when this hits 1,000, we're gonna get 1,000 natural gas back up. And the thing with the natural gas is that you only need 1,000 to make 1,000 carbon dioxide, which is what we need. So, there we go. Then we can hook everything back up and all together and shut the thing down, because we don't need to waste all of our energy on this. We just needed it for, you know, a few minutes to get some stuff. So let's shut this guy down. And he still has a lot of energy in, probably. Yep, he'll keep going for a little bit. So we're gonna get some rubber out of that. Natural gas can be made down here in the basement of Doom. We don't really have that many... Well, we have a lot of chem plants down here, but we don't have many other machines besides chem plants, which I think that might change soon. We're gonna be replacing this guy with a thingy. So we have a carbon dioxide, and now we're gonna need quartz and sand, so we can make quartz sand. So, to make quartz sand, we need regular sand and quartz dust. And now there's a variety of sands you can make. You can make boron sand, you can make... Boron sand is actually used for boron glass. Which, of course, is incredibly useful. Definitely make that if you're... Well, I mean, it's only useful for one thing, and that's... I mean, I think it might give you shielding to, like, some degree against radiation, but I don't think that's a system in this version. And, of course, you can't just make it by putting the quartz and this stuff together. You have to make it like this. It's really expensive stuff to make this, apparently. Of course. Anyway, we're gonna shove some of this into the furnace. And it looks like diorite. I mean, that's alright. So, here we go. We got the 4 sand and 4 quartz powder. And if we take these and put them together again, we're gonna have the stuff we need for the last piece. Which, of course, I really hate making this stuff. And this should basically be the first one. There is another one we can make using cerium, lanthanum, and there's a variety of these guys, of course. But we only need this guy. We need the CO2 one because it gives you an infrared spectrum of light. Now, I'm guessing the way these laser crystals work is that they're more like a light filter, basically. So, like, the CO2 and the other materials that we put into this basically only allows infrared light to pass through. And then this giant thing is just accelerating photons through it or something. Basically, it's a laser beam. Now, the thing about this is that if you walk into it, it can blind. Some of them can blind you. So this is 780 to 780 nanometers to 1 millimeter. Please stop. Oh my! There goes our radium. How is this supposed to go? What? Does it? Okay, that goes our peroxide, too. Does it go through this side? I do not like that sound. I really... Oh, my. It sets you on fire. Okay. Okay, that works. That works better. Okay. There's still debris. There's still debris. Okay, so that works. It doesn't work if this guy is a brick next to this guy. Okay, so now I have to carry this wonderful uranium all the way over to here. Right, I don't know what that's gonna need. I might need peroxide, it might need something else, I don't know. Well, I guess we're never gonna see what happens to the radium one, but we're gonna definitely get to see what happens to this one. And future ones. So, thank goodness for the radium one making the sacrifice to, science, so we could figure out what happens to the other ones. And learn that laser beams actually explodicate things if you don't do things properly. And this time we're going to put in the peroxide, and hopefully that dissolves it. I wonder if it will. Oh, it is. It's giving us non-enriched uranium pellets. Who knows how it's going to keep track of the information on these guys? And they have high xenon poisoning. let's go ahead and give it a run. Please work and please don't explodicate. And as you can see, it does the recipe now. And it's doing some funny magic, and I cannot explain how this works, but it just does. And that's going to give us a variety of different materials. Namely, uranium, maybe plutonium, and some other stuff. Hopefully some technetium, although I don't think we ran it long enough for that. Of course, that's going to be in this short-lived nuclear waste, which we're not going to get very much of. Now, of course, short-lived basically means that it has a very short half-life, all the materials in it. And this guy is running out pretty slowly. So I don't think we're going to need to run the power generation for this guy very much. Which is crazy. I mean, this is probably the coolest thing we've made so far. Which is giving us plutonium. It is giving us the plutonium that we need, so that's pretty good. And also, I'm a really big fan of this sound. It's kind of a nice sound, too. Also, the laser doing this funny thing where it's doing this rotation or whatever it's doing right now is kind of cool. Now, you need to get 9 of these guys out to actually do anything with it. And also, are we going to get any xenon? Probably not. Probably not getting any xenon. There's a chance we get xenon, but that's highly unlikely, apparently. Yeah, see, the real way to get xenon is from the fusion reactor. But we don't have one yet, so... Now, the thing is, I'm pretty sure you can actually convert this into a variety of useful materials, including gold and other stuff. This requires visible light, which is bismuth. So, visible light, if you take a look at this guy, is a bismuth, a rare earth. It's nuggets of bismuth, so it's not too bad. This one is easy. This is easy. The fact that we have all the fallout, though, is super good. Because I can now make a load of stuff from it. So, we are going to need to make... We're going to take this out, by the way. We're going to need to make... So, rare earth crystals. To make them, we need to not centrifuge the rare earth crystals. Probably running visible light takes more energy, and now visible light can actually blind you, I'm pretty sure, too. Or that might be the X-ray light, but I don't remember. It's been a while. So we'll try it out, And, of course, we're gonna turn this bismuth ingot into bismuth nuggets, and that just gave us an advancement, which is crazy. Wait, are you supposed to get the nuggets first, or are you supposed to get the ingots first? Because we got the ingots first, not the nuggets. Alright, so visible light is almost done. There's one last thing we need besides this rare earth stuff, and that's going to be the other thing. We'll take care of that in a second. But first, I do have something I want to take care of, which is grabbing this. We're going to throw all that stone on the floor. Why not? I mean, it's not like we're going to use it, right? Right. We probably should put that in a box. Probably should put it in a box. Stone. Okay, that works, because I only needed to put one in there, apparently. This uranium is giving us radiation, slowly. Processing time. How are we going to process all of this goody stuff? Okay, we're going to take all of this, and we're going to make the crystal. So, 2 bismuth, like so, stop, and then 2 of for them, then 1 of them, and for 1 of them. And you have a bismuth laser crystal. And, funniest thing ever is that this is, it just says bismuth laser crystal. Bismuth, samarium, uranium, and thorium laser crystal, apparently. Where is the samarium? Probably from the rare earth. I don't know if that's how that works, but I guess that is. Also, I don't even know if samarium is even an element that you can, like, mine or find naturally, so... In fact, I'm pretty sure it's one of them heavier isotopes, or it's very rare. I brought with me the radioactive chocolate bars called thorium ingots, and we're going to process them today through this guy. Another thing we want is pipes. Now, we can easily get a bunch of pipes. I actually have a bunch of them in storage, probably, because we're going to need the pipes. We're going to pipe to the hydrogen peroxide, because there is a hydrogen peroxide line that already goes over there, and it wouldn't be difficult for us to set up a pipe for it. Also, we're going to use the high-performance solvent on the other stuff right now, so to get started, we're going to take up this 1920 radiation per second and shove it over here. Right, just throw it in there and hope we don't die from that. And then hope our radiation goes down pretty quickly while the generator is kicking up. Of course, our radiation level is pretty high right now. Let's go ahead and run over here now and press the button. There we go. It's now running visible light, which is a rainbow color, apparently. Of course, we haven't dissolved anything. There we go. Using the peroxide, we can dissolve the stuff, and we'll get, like, quite a bit out of this. 4,500, 4,400. Seems like. That's going to give us tiny piles of dust. Various materials from this. And it's going to cost a lot of energy, since we're running it on the, this guy. It's now time for us to pipe. And now I have all these pipes here for a reason, so we can pipe. Now, this side is the actual pipe side for us to input from, with a pipe, I think, or a conveyor belt, or anything you would want, really. And all we gotta do is that. And then we're just gonna switch this guy to hydrogen peroxide. Please, fast travel, we have one at a time here. Hydrogen peroxide. Nice, that should do the trick. Now, this should basically be automated. For this part. The rest of it, we're gonna have to move stuff over to here. Manually, probably. Now, like I said, this can probably blind you, so does this give us any protection against this? No. Sets you on fire and makes you blind. Okay, yeah, so visible light, that's fun. The only way to get rid of this blindness is to die. Unfortunately. So we probably should not have done that. But it makes the game much more fun, I feel like. And we are now getting cobalt-60, strontium-90 in the variety of different materials, which is insane. Including iodine-131. Pretty good stuff. That's a halogen. Cobalt-60 can be turned into, you know, cobalt-60 in the air, and it can be cast into variety. Who cares? Cobalt-60. What is cobalt-60 good for? What is its purpose? What... You can make it into that. What is its purpose? The real thing is this RTG. The RTG is just an RTG. Or you might be able to make it into batteries. I don't know. It's not really useful at all. It is really not that useful. Okay. Well, I don't know why we're making it then. Cesium. I think this might be an endgame item, but this is Cesium-137. Its only use is being made into powder. Which the powder has no use, other than being shredded into dust. Sadly. And of course, we're only getting a small amount. Gold-198 is actually pretty useful, so I'm not going to look at that one. Strontium-90. Strontium-90 powder can be made into RTGs. That's its main purpose. You can run this through RTG furnaces, generators, and basically anything of the such. Or anything of the sort, I should say. This is actually a pretty good one. This one is able to be turned into zirconium via that. Now, the last one we have is iodine-131, right? So, we'll take a look at that. As you can see, this is kind of not useful at all. In fact, iodine itself may be even more useful than that would ever be. Hopefully someday it changes. Like, I can see this recipe, but instead of using cesium, you use the Cesium-131 and whatever. This stuff also yes, it is. Unfortunately, it's pyrophoric, as in it sets you on fire instantly, so that is not good. Now, you see, because we have blindness, I think we should definitely go drink some milk. I think that's the cure for blindness, but I'm probably wrong. And, yeah. The other option is for us to, yeah, it's permanent. The other option is not something I would like to do. But there should be a cow in our helicopter, so let's go. It's so stupid. This situation is just the most ridiculous ever. We're going to a cow in our helicopter so we can get milk to cure blindness. What? Oh my. And now we've fallen and can't get back up. Quite an interesting scenario, of course. What are we doing right now? Okay. Please, could you give us... No, please, just give us the milk. Sir? Thank you. He's given us the cure to blindness. It really works. Okay, well that's funny. Okay, that's truly funny.